I'm absolutely amazed at the phenomenon this has become, and the Falcon Flight is its own individual identity at a point and to become a part of the club itself. I never dreamed that Ollie would have her own chant, that people are fighting to become the honorary falconer and to get an opportunity to be with her. To be black and gold, to be part of LAFC, to be part of the history and the culture is a true blessing to me, and I appreciate my love for not just falconry, but for the team and what the team has done for my family and I. And it's special and it's irreplaceable. My name is Jason Miknuk. Ken Miknuk's my father. He's the former LAFC Falconer, and I'm the next generation. So today we're out here flying in the living desert, just training the LAFC Falcons today, having a fun time.
Yeah. So the reason why we use GPS whenever we're flying the Falcons is basically healthy paranoia.
One clip, two clip.
Tells me exactly where my bird is, the altitude, rate of speed, and everything, so I can just walk up and go say hi and she can come home safely.
We're about to fly the Falcon. You don't mind, we're going to be shooting some video, you don't mind just hanging out? They're going to be focused on me. No, you're good. You can hang out here.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
how did the Falcons start? How did we start this ritual? Where did it come from and why? Los Angeles was one of the very first cities in the world to have some sort of falcon nesting program to reintroduce the peregrine falcons. LAFC wanted to somehow incorporate that because the wings on the logo, through friends of friends, they hooked us up with LAFC. We're talking 2016 at the time, before we had a team. And they're like, how do we do this? How can we get it set up? And they're like, okay, how about you come down and we'll reserve the Coliseum for the day. Whatever, I didn't think anything of it, to be 100% honest. And when we actually drove down to the field at the Coliseum, that was the first moment. It's like, oh my God, this is real. Like, these guys are legit. We flew the Falcons and got some photos with everybody and just had this really amazing time and instantly connected to what was the core of LAFC. Fast forward, Will Ferrell was our first honorary falconer.
LAFC for the first time steps on the pitch here at Bank of California Stadium to take on the Seattle Sounders.
We were all stressed out, we were terrified, and we're just joking back and forth. And he had a lot of fun with it. Finally flew off, it went over, but everybody was confused but excited at the same time. And no one thought what we started with would have such a cultural impact on the club and the fandom itself. You got soccer head with tattoos of the birds, you got 3252 with tattoos of Ollie on them and everything like that. And it's just this phenomenon that I'm really excited to be able to take over and build on that. We've got both of our LAFC Falcons here. On the left, we have Ollie, who's a red-naped Shaheen. And on the right, we have Sunny, which is a Barbary Falcon. So they actually come from a very similar climate. So she's on the east coast of Africa up through India, and Ollie is from India up north through Persia. Ollie is always a superstar. So when you see her starting, like, we're never going to say it's Ollie and have Sunny flying. Even though they are similar, they fly very differently. And you know how she flies legendary, super high over the top of the stadium, big dynamic dives, and just this high energy output constantly. So with that said, let's go ahead and wire up Ollie and get flying. All right, lures reset. Let's go to work. She's so strong. It's an adrenaline rush for me because you have to be perfect when you have a bird doing 150 miles an hour, 10 feet in front of you. Oh, you suck. Oh. Pull it in for a second so I can get my reset. That was a game day quality flight. So, except for me getting the lure stuck in the sticks underneath me. You got that, right? My favorite part, like we have a couple that came up here talking, hanging out, and just interacting, and that with the kids and the family. So when we go out onto Christmas tree lane or pre-game or post-game, and we're just trying to hang out with the fans, is because we really want to create that special bond with those kids. And I have season ticket holders will come up to me and go, "We're here because daughter, son is in love with Ollie." And we got like the Ollie plushies now. Fan was just absolutely in love with Ollie. And parents did that, framed it and gave it to my dad and I. Just amazing on the impact this has had on so many different lives. My favorite honorary falconer, we had an 8-year-old girl who survived brain cancer. She's sitting there holding Ollie, and she was wearing the 22 championship ring, and she's like this, just on the camera, just going at it. And the energy she had was unparalleled. That little girl's spirit is unbreakable. Sorry, I'm tearing up thinking about her. It's my dad being the falconer and the identity of the falcon flight. And he's absolutely loved every second of that. And he's cherished that, and it's one of his fondest memories, just being able to go out onto the pitch and celebrate, with the people, with the fandom, with the 3252. And it was a hard decision for him to want to set back, but it really came down to, this is a full-time job to be able to take care of the falcons and to be able to work with them, to be able to train them. And he really just wants to spend more time with his grandchildren. And I've been there since day one. I've been doing falconry for my entire life at this point. And this is how my father and I bonded growing up. So even though he is leaving big shoes to fill, I'm excited to be able to step into them and do everything I can to elevate us to the next level. Passing the torch on to me is a big deal for him. And for him to say, "You got this," and to pass it on, means a lot to me. Yeah, it got me right in the feels, I'm not gonna lie. I hope to bring my unique energy to it, my experience to it, and my nuance to the pitch, and to be able to fly the birds mostly like him, but in my own style, my own way. LAFC wanted 2 falconers. They wanted us to be continued and to have a seamless transition. And we spent 6 years preparing for this transition, and we're going to be ready.